Who's going to walk around with these retarded glasses on their head? Like, it's just, it does not seem like that's the future. But if we could sell a product and we can make really high margins, then obviously we're going to sell the product.
I originally invested as passive. Then I joined the board, long story short. A lot of changes, cutting costs, running a business, getting people out of the way. A board with perverse incentives, management the same. When their own money's not on the line, it's just a game, they don't give a shit. We had to cut the blow, 1,400 down to 4. We're more productive now than we were before. SG&A is cut in half, the results are on the floor. I like reducing costs, the downside is contained. No gun to our head, no terror in the brain. This isn't a story of moonshots in our eyes. We're focused on the real, the value in our eyes. Cause the meta quest is a joke. VR's a future that is broke. Biases, try to copy the chewy play, the everything for gaming store. We led the world astray, hired fancy people, expanded the catalog. Most of it just gathered dust, what a costly fog. Physical retail's a different beast, you gotta run it lean. Less is always better, a lesson sharpened me. We need to build some billions, make it scale and last. If it's small time with no upside, then it's in the past. I'm not gonna stop until I figure it out. I'm on the knees on the line, so there is no doubt. Cause the meta quest is a joke. VR's a future that is broke. Who's gonna walk around with these retarded glasses on their head? It doesn't seem like that's the future to me. We are not investing in the metaverse unless it prints us money. Social media's a cancer, manipulating the young. Their work ethic is broken by the lies that they're sung. And AI, it scares me, the computers are awake. They're going after the humans, a fundamental break. I don't like it, no. The meta quest is a joke. VR's a future that is broke. Who's gonna walk around with these retarded glasses on their head? Trading cards are the key. Trading cards. Strong appetite. Doing very well. From 10% up to 1/3. We're gonna run efficiently. No stupid stuff. Clunky glasses on their head.
This is not advice. This is survival.
Yeah. This is not advice. This is survival. Yeah. What? Welcome to Moran's Ranch. No advice on finance. Spin the wheel, take your chance. Knowledge in advance. The system keeps secrets, we bring illumination. You wanna rise, then learn, cause knowledge is flotation. They sell you faith and ticker names, games, and dreams that burn like hitting flames. Don't follow hype, decode the game. Know the players, call the names. Don't feed the beast that sells you fear. We deal in facts, we make it clear. Education's elevation, that's the truth we engineer. Welcome to Moran's Ranch. No advice on finance. Spin the wheel, take your chance. Knowledge in advance. The systemize the truth, we bring revelation. You wanna float, then learn, cause knowledge is flotation.
Retail rising, breaking through. We study charts, not deja vu. Build foundations, see it through. Float on facts, that's how we do. GME believers, data defenders, truth seekers, not pretenders. Knowledge is the currency that never surrenders. We don't dance for the numbers, we rise through the thunder. Truth in your hands, they can't pull you under. Welcome to Moran's Rants, no advice on finance. Spin the wheel, take your stance. It's your chance when the noise gets loud. Seek your own foundation, rise above the tide. Cause knowledge is flotation. Moran's Rants, no advice on finance. Spin the wheel, take your chance. Knowledge in advance. The systemize the truth, we bring revelation. You wanna float, then learn. Cause knowledge is flotation. This market ain't a market, it's a maze of hidden hands. Synthetic shares, offshore layers, they rebrand. They sell your hope, short your faith, hedge your pain. And write the law, soft taxes in your name. Dark pools drown in daylight, truth gets capped. Orders rerouted, data trap. I map the chain, trace to the ghost. Turns out the broker was the parasite host. Internalized trades, that's the rig in disguise. Liquidity ghost towns under Wall Street skies. Algorithms front run, skimming off the spread. You think you bought a share, you fed the undead. Float above the noise, break the simulation. Rise from manipulation, knowledge is flotation. Float above the noise, no imitation. Truth is liberation, knowledge is flotation. 51 in the trenches, data for the armor. We ain't gamblers, we the modern farmer. Planting seeds in code, harvesting precision. Every spreadsheet line is a counter mission. They laughed at the crowd that refused to sell. Now we read filings like they holy grail. We don't pray for profit, we pray for proof. And the proof keeps growing right through the roof. Look, they rig the ladder, we break the rung. We build new systems with sharper tongues. Wisdom circulates where the silence hung. This ain't rebellion, it's evolution begun. Welcome to Moran's Rants, no advice on finance. Spin the wheel, take your chance, knowledge in advance. The system hides the truth, we bring revelation. You wanna float, then learn, cause knowledge is flotation.
We built a system so complex, even God can't audit it.
Yeah, they sell us a screen with a false display. Reality's digital, debt's DNA. But I'm fluent in the code, I see the delay. They move the numbers, I move the day. Education's not cool till it threatens the game. Then the gatekeepers scramble, shifting blame. Float above the noise, break the simulation. Rise from manipulation, knowledge is flotation. Float above the noise, no imitation. Truth is liberation, knowledge is flotation. This ain't luck, this is literacy in motion. Self-taught soldiers moving like an ocean. Power decentralized, fear demoted. Truth notarized, corruption quoted. Every broadcast is sermon for survival. Every lesson's a verse in the new revival. The vultures feast, but we cook the feast. Knowledge fed the poor, now the poor eat beasts.
This ain't
Yo, so that's Trove. Yo, Trove is out here making tracks for the show that I can't get enough of. Retarded Glasses, and then welcome back to Moran's Rants. Plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, whole lot of truth, no financial advice. I do have Ziggy in the house. Ziggy's running around the studio right now, loving life. And I'm getting messages while I'm live, which kills me, but it's okay. I love you guys. It's you guys. So I'll leave it there. What is this? I already know about this. I already have this. I already know about the damn Mario Kart and Ryan challenging Greg. I don't care about that shit. Guys, I don't care about Twitter. Like, I don't care about, like, tinfoil on Twitter and stuff, you know. These guys out here watching Ryan's interviews thinking it's about them. And, hey, I read the chat right now. Thank you guys for showing up tonight. Welcome back. Welcome back to me. Whatever we're doing. Okay. So you guys need somewhere to hang out. You guys need someone to talk about? Cool. Let's do it. Now we are sitting at 45% institutional ownership. I don't know, Jet. I don't know what the real number is yet. I don't know what any number is yet. You know, you guys bought the 2-for-1 special at the store. I bought the 2-for-1 special on the stock. Oh, yeah. In case you forgot. In case you forgot, these are the updated numbers. Okay? Updated numbers. Now, for those of you that can do math, I'll let you rewind it back. Hey, all you haters out there. Okay? Yeah. Grinding towards a goal. That's what I'm doing. And I don't know when I'm going to hit 50,000 in this stock, but I'm excited to see it. And paying bills, staying fluid, level-headed. I tried that one, Carter. I'm like, oh, let me level with you here. I'm being totally on. No, it worked out. You didn't notice, did you? I'm buying baby. Oh, did you? My bad, bro. My bad. Yeah, no. And we got a lot to talk about, Jay. A lot to talk about. Matter of fact, we're going to watch a video that I have not watched because I've been busy all day. I have just sat down. It's 9 o'clock. I went to the store, went to Home Depot, bought all the seed, perennial rye, $100 a bag. Bought the little machine to shoot it all out to the yard. Did the front and the backyard. Got all the sprinklers on. Got everything going. Soaked the ground. Did my thing. Did all that. Picked up my son from school. Went to work all day. It was good. Life is good. It's a different type of work. It's one where you just sit there and you just take it all in. But I'm telling you guys, I'm just a different animal today, and I'm happy to be. I really am. We're going to talk about some of these headlines. We're going to look at some TA, and we're also going to talk about value. Okay, I just want you guys to know that up front. You guys want to say, who's buying Beyond Meat tomorrow? This thing can hit $10. Great idea, D. Pikachu. That is a phenomenal idea to buy that investment called Beyond Meat. Matter of fact, so great that we'll never see you again. Damn. Casper. My favorite song by Queen is it's not We Will Rock You. We will rock you. Sing it. Not my favorite song because the truth is it's only a 3-minute song. It's like 2 minutes and 51 seconds. I don't know if you guys know that. And then somebody will be like, it's Bohemian Rhapsody. Yeah. And then there's that other one. Sending rockets to the sky. On the beacon of Mars. I forget the name of the word. You guys know the words, right? The diver. You want to go, go, go. There's no stopping me. You know that one? There's no stopping now. Whatever it is, right? You do all that, right? And I'll never forget being in that bar in Savannah, Georgia. And I was home from the Army, and I was gonna go pick up my kids. I had to fly to Savannah to pick them up from my ex-wife, and then fly back because they were unaccompanied minors, and they were babies, right? Maybe my son was probably 4, and my daughter was probably 1, or 2. And I was like, okay. I had just won at the casino the night before. I won at the casino, and I was like, I'm gonna go pick up these kids. No, I hadn't even won it. This wasn't even then. I didn't even win at the casino. This was single Marantz. And I go, and I'm like, yo, man, I'm going to Savannah, Georgia. I'm going River Street. I haven't been downtown Savannah partying on my own, being single ever in my whole life at the time. But I flew into Savannah, went and picked up my truck. I had a Ford Ranger back then, all gold. It was a gold Ford Ranger, hard to explain. Anyway, so I go pick up the truck. So I have a truck to drive for the day. I have a hotel. I'm like, yo, I'm about to be Rico Knows. I'm about to, hit it off the top. And so I go to this bar, and it's a bar that had an open mic. And there is a girl up there singing her ass off. And I'm just like, wow, she's an angel. She can sing. I can't sing. I was blown away. Then they left the guitar there, and some dude walked up, picked up the guitar, started playing, started singing. And I was like, I'm always jealous about this. I've told you guys, I don't know how many times I got to tell you this. I'm jealous of people that can play the guitar, just pick it up, and they just do it. I'm like, what the hell would you learn that at? What summer camp did you do? Anyway. So, dude's playing. It's over. I'm at the bar. The girl who was singing like an angel, she comes up to the bar. We're sitting there. Everyone's there at the bar, just hanging out. And this damn Queen song comes on, and it's the one, right? Like Lady Godiva, you wanna go, there's no stopping now. You know the damn song, right? Burning through the sky, yeah. I had never heard it before. Listen, guys, I'm 22, 23, 24, whatever old I was. And I had never heard the song before because, my father deprived me of music growing up. But I never knew the song. And I go, okay, I don't know this song, but I realized my kitty cat's running around jumping. Is my wife home? I don't know. But yeah, I love No One Knows. Great King Rat. Oh, is that what you do? Yeah, Don't Stop Me Now. So you guys know the song, right? And Fat Bottom Girls, yeah. They make the rock and world go round. Yeah, I still don't know these songs. But I have a feeling that I could have, entertained I struck out that night. You know why? Because I didn't know the song. The dudes who knew the song were singing in chorus with the girls. Hey, what's up? Like cheek to cheek and shit. And I was right there looking at the bartender. What is this song? What is this? Who is this? Is this Elton John? Like I had no idea who it was. Is it Crocodile Rock? Oh man, I couldn't figure it out. So I said that's never gonna happen to me again. And so the minute I left that place, I looked for the song everywhere and found it, and I played it until I memorized every word. And then I was like, yeah, okay, I know this song now. I'm ready for that moment again. It never happened again. It's organic. It never happened. But I'm not telling you this story for that reason. I'm telling you this story to tell you my favorite Queen song. No Queen for a Day or whatever it is. No Queen's Day, whatever. My favorite Queen song is Another One Bites the Dust. That's my favorite Queen song. And that's for all of you out there that bet against GameStop. Dum, dum, dum. Another one bites the dust. Dum, dum, dum. Another one down. Oh, yeah, all of you. All of you. Trust me, my DMs were lit. I had to go, all the people making comments under my videos. What now? What about Beyond Meat? What about it? You know, whenever I see a product go big in Costco, I realize they're probably going bankrupt because Costco strong arms you. You can't even get your product on the shelf for money. Everything costs money, and you can't get your product up there. You'd be like, yeah, they got Beyond Meat now. You're like, yeah, that company's gonna go buns. Is that the new hip language with the kids? Somebody go, man, that song's buns, and I was like, what does that mean? From what I heard, that's baby got back. If it ain't got buns, sips, whatever. I don't know the words of that song either. Anyway, oh man. So, yeah, I'll never buy Beyond Meat. I haven't even looked at the board of directors. I haven't looked at the balance sheet. I just won't buy it. All you guys. Radio Gaga is Queen's best song. Radio Gaga is Queen's best song. Meow, thank you for the $5 super chat. I appreciate you. Jesus says I was close with Elton John. Elton John was close. You know, everybody saw Google go down in value, right? Like the whole S&P start burning up, and OpenAI comes out and says they're going to launch a new search engine, and it's called Atlas. It's a really good name. I like it, Atlas. I do. It's what I grew up with. We always had to buy an Atlas. Nobody knew. International Postman circled the Atlas. You guys don't remember that? Freeway rapping? No? I'm the only one who listened to Neptunes and the Twins. Not the Twins. Who sang that song in the Clips? I'm the only one who listened to Freeway, Clips, and Neptune. Nobody? Just me? Oh, okay, cool. Newport News, Virginia. Bad News, Virginia. No? Nobody? Just me? Oh, okay, cool. Anyway, so I thought Atlas was a cool name. I'm sure you guys think Atlas is like a map or something, or like a book full of maps, but really it's a search engine that's coming out. It's supposed to be better than Google. Google took a downturn in the stock. It just started crumbling the minute this gets announced, which it should. Google's overvalued at the moment, just like everyone on the market except for GameStop. Yes, I said it. Maybe UPS. I'm not familiar, but I said my favorite Queen song is A Bicycle Race. Okay. Beyond Meat was advertised in every restaurant in New York City a few years ago. Now they have it anymore. Oh, you know what's crazy? Rob Point Oh. Beyond Meat, if we look at it really quick, I'll pull it up just so that everyone can stop the bullshit that they're all pushing out. They're trying to say it's the next GameStop, right? Like, literally, I have to read this every day. And they halted on the way down today, and I'm going to show you the 30-minute chart. And I'm going to show you guys this right now. So this stock that everyone's bragging about, it ran all the way up, found some top in the pre-market this morning, and came crashing down. But, of course, it was pumped for the last week for this whole run between Jackie and Tony De Niro and anyone with, two brain cells. They started pumping this thing, talking about, well, they caught enough people in it because the bulk of the volume is here and the buying stage is here. Bulk of the volume's here the day before, and then you have a sell-off. So when you even have more volume, like today, you have more volume, and you sold off more, that's a recipe for a crash. This is not like GameStop. And I'll tell you why it's not like GameStop, because when GameStop started running from $3 all the way up to 121, the equivalent of today, 483, you know what happened? And just so we're clear, they hit all-time highs. And they blew past them, and they kept going. This is not an all-time high. Just so that we can look at the bigger picture here, okay? The bigger picture. That would be the daily chart. I want to show you just how far off these guys are. And we can use the weekly. I mean, if you'd like to. At what point were we going to decide that this was like GameStop? Because the all-time high, the one that you'll never touch, just so we're clear, is $239 compared to the $3.58. So I'm going to call complete bullshit. I'm going to call it now on this stock because in 2022, the equivalent was $43. So what is this? You mean at 350, you're still down 99%? 90%? What are we really doing here? Who are we trying to fool? The greater fool theory, I guess, but I will tell you, that stock is one of the worst that you could invest in because what was the high? The high was 300, 200. Are you ever going to get there? Never. Are you ever going to get to 30? Never. We're talking about $8 and it's making national news. More so, it's making national headlines. And they're telling you it's a $10 stock and it's a $20 stock. It's a $30 stock. And I'm telling you, GameStop has $10 billion of market cap and they have $10 billion of cash, which is complete bullshit. Guys, if we remember what we said a year and a half ago, GameStop had a market cap that was equivalent to what? Book value, essentially. Almost dollar for dollar. I mean, they were like at $4.50, $4.38, and they had a book of $8. So $9, whatever it may be, or the book was $4.50, and the share price was $9.95. It was completely like, wow, I could get this right now for this. I can get this for this. But now GameStop's raised $4 billion and then additionally borrowed $4 billion. And then an article comes out today and says, maybe I have it. Maybe, you know what? Matter of fact, I probably have this article for you. Do I have it? Oh, Jay, you sent it to me where? Hold on. Jay sent this to me. And Jay's got to stop sending me videos of was that kid named Jeremy? I won't watch him, Jay. You can save yourself a whole lot of energy. Don't send me his boring ass video. I will fall asleep. Oh, guys, markets with the money and just, master your money, free your mind. I don't know what the hell he's saying. But there was an article here. God, where is it? Is it where it said that GameStop and it was telling you about the value and he only texted to me. Is that what you did? You only texted to me? Said it was talking about cash. Try to see if Jay's in the chat. Try to take the text and send it to me directly on this thing. Because I'm going to explain it to you, though. It doesn't matter. There was 3 stocks, they said. And they said these are 3 cash-heavy stocks. And they actually have more cash and then a little bit. And then it showed you the percentage of net cash. Not total cash, net cash. It said GameStop's at a net cash position of 40% of their share price for $4.4 billion. And then it decided to compare them to 2 other companies that were positive cash or a percentage of their market caps over 10%. 130 million and 150 million or whatever the hell it was. Yeah, the companies that are 150 and 130 million on the plus, we're like 4.5 billion. Guys, got to stop this. They're not comparable. You can't do this to me. Okay. So, you can't because Discord's down for me for hours. Okay, no problem. Sell now. Yes, absolutely. Sell it all. And guys, Bed Bath & Beyond, I tried to save them from everything years ago. I can't save these guys. These guys think everything is about them. The word Beyond is triggering these guys. Well, Beyond. And then the company Beyond took over. They turned into Bed Bath & Beyond, and now we have Beyond Meat. And then when Bed Bath & Beyond and Beyond Meat merge, BBYQ and Beyond Meat, when they merge, the new stock's going to be called BBQ, barbecue, fake meat. What the hell am I listening to? This was just too much for me. But from an investment standpoint, it's one of the biggest mistakes you could make. If you look at everyone that was buying this stock in the last 3 days, they're now going to be buried, trapped, and done. and they're going to believe people, bots on the internet. And that's unfortunate because it's really going to happen. But we've seen this happen with every single investment. Every single investment. We'll talk about more about GameStop in a minute. I want to talk about Bitcoin right now. Okay. I am a believer that they are attacking Bitcoin because GameStop owns it. Now, I know we're in a crypto winter. I've seen the charts, and it tells you technically Bitcoin should be tracking down, but I'm telling you they're doing a whole lot more than just tracking down. This is not natural. This on the daily chart, on the 1 hour chart, these are not natural moves. Okay? Not by anyone's imagination. This is not a natural move. What it does, though, it pushes you down below the buying price for GameStop. For GameStop, they bought in at 106. They reported 112 on the last earnings report. But as I've drawn this on this chart here, we have exactly 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever how many days this is, until about the 2nd for the end of this quarter. It might even end on the 31st on Halloween. But you have about 10 days, 8 days worth of trading on Bitcoin where it needs to be above 112 for GameStop to show positive on the balance sheet, on the income statement for their investment into Bitcoin. If they do not finish above 112, they will show a loss. Maybe that's what you want. I don't care. I honestly don't care because it's not enough to affect the bottom line. To give you an example, to have a 112 versus a 108, they'll be down 4,000 per coin. They will have lost around $20 million. Well, guess what? They're still netting over $120 million on the balance sheet itself. And so as you see it and it comes across, it's going to show profit, growth, all this, income statement's going to show one side, balance sheet's going to show another thing. And at the end of it all, we're still going to be plus. That's all I'm going to tell you. Okay, so for everyone out there that sees the income statement, it says this is what they made off of gross and revenue versus SG&A and all this good stuff. And there's going to be the digital asset loss, and that's okay. I can handle it if we do finish below 112 within the next 8 days. So do I need to buy Bitcoin to pump it up? No. Do I care? No, not at all. None of that matters to me. There are some companies out here getting revals, okay? Rebalance. I'll give you one right here, Netflix. This is Netflix on the daily. They missed their earnings report. First time in a long time that they've missed earnings. And Netflix, so you can see it in real time. This is Netflix on the 4 hour. Down from 12.49 all the way to 11.16. Down a lot. Okay. They have as many shares as GameStop, just so that we're aware of it. They have 424 million, somewhere in that range. Very close to GameStop's share count. But their share price is godly at 1,100. It was 1,200. So they lost $100 plus dollars per share. When you lose $100 a share and you have you're losing $50 billion worth of market cap. Big number, but they're coming in at around 474 market cap. Yeah, 474 on market cap. So they lost 50 to 100 in that case. It sucks. It sucks because they missed, and people know that. But if you just go off the earnings to be down the 50 billion, we'll now look at the daily chart just so that we're clear. They once peaked out over here, and this was after Trump tariff news reprieve, to 1341. 1341 all the way down to 1116, 1122 in the after hours. You're looking at $220, $210 per share. So when you have 400 million shares, you can imagine what that money looks like. It looks like $100 billion loss. And that's what's happening to Netflix. And they blame it on some Brazilian tax, whatever, balance it out. I'm just letting you know that things are rebalancing. Amazon, too. Amazon's not doing good. I want to explain something about Amazon. Amazon comes out. They peaked at one point at 242, almost like a double top right here. So then you failed to break past and you're going back down. And the reason why Amazon's going to go back down, just so they're clear, 238 all the way down to 217, 218. You're losing $20 a share and you have 10 billion shares. So that's $200 billion of market cap that they've lost in the past month. Why? I mean, to be honest with you guys, and I hate that, to be honest with you. I'm already honest. Okay. Hey, let me shoot it to you real, whatever that. Let me speak to your soul right now. No, here's what happens. These guys have addressed their issues for hiring, and they say they're not going to hire as many people over the next 10 years. robots are going to take the positions of people, and they think it's going to be a cost-cutting measure, but I think buying the robots is going to be just as expensive, and then, of course, the depreciation of them over time and the maintenance and the upkeep. So you're going to find that they have a hard time transitioning, certainly when they're trying to, I guess, cut 600,000 jobs, like right now. That's a big number. It's a big number, but they believe 75% of all their jobs will be robotic, or some type of robotics coming up in the next 10 years. So that's something to look at. I do want to give a shout out to one person in the chat, Endgame. Endgame, I know you probably don't know this, but you actually have the most activity via chat, message boards, everything on the whole channel. You and Derek are the two top guys for the channel on contributing messages. Funny spiders up there. I got a list. YouTube started sending me these lists where you guys are ranking, and I took some screenshots, but I'll post them for you. And I just want to say thank you again. Media training working well. Yeah, we'll talk in a minute about some things with you guys, but I want to go watch this video right now because I have no idea what it's all about. And then, of course, I'll read the chat. Jordan here got timed out and done. You don't think that after a 100% rally, it needs a healthy pullback? Are you talking about Beyond Meat? Is that what you're talking about, Jordan? Let me see what you said. If you got it at 30 cents, you're still up. I just showed you that the high is $200 to $300 a share. You're still down 99% from the last 5 years. What are you talking about? You got to understand about value. Remember, we're investors. We're not day traders. You're a day trader. You're a swing trader. I know they muted your chat. I'm not going to do that. I'm gonna level with you here. Let's go ahead and do it. I mean, you want to play these games as far as being a smart investor. Maybe you're smart. Maybe we're dumb. I don't know. I mean, it's possible. Beyond Meat. Look at this. I didn't even have to click and look for it. I just clicked on this and it's the number one thing. Why are they feeding it to me? Whoa. That's not cool. So you mean to tell me all you guys are buying Beyond Meat? It's like the number one thing in the world? Like the market is crazy. I mean, stock bros are going crazy right now. That's what you're telling me. I just want you to know that when a company has a market cap of $200 million, that means no one's buying it. That means just you fools are buying into it. But you have 270. You know what companies do? They forget they even have $274 million. I might have left that shit in the couch. That's what happens on publicly traded companies on this market. Oh, a la GameStop. $200 million? Are you joking? You're bullshitting me, right? You mean to tell me this company went from $8 a share down to $3.50, and what did it lose? Everything? I wonder who's buying this. The float is tiny. Oh my God, this is amazing. Net income, $153 million loss. This is something you want to buy. I'll go look at the financials. Maybe I'm going crazy. Let's see. Should we invest in something with revenue of $74 million? $74 million for the quarter. Gross profit of 10. I'm sure SG&A is high as hell. Of course it is. Lost 33, lost 48. So never will make a profit. It's not even possible. What is your explanation for buying this? Marantz, it's a short squeeze. What do you think they're going to lose? What's the short going to? How is the short losing on this? Hold on, let me get this right. If you bought in at 30 cents, right? Hey, all of you out there that don't know the difference between your elbows and your knee caps, okay? I won't like actively like speak down to you guys. I'm just asking you. If a company is worth $200 million, if you would have bought it for 30 cents, what would the company be worth? I'm just curious as to what you think it would be. If it was at 30 cents, like you said, and the float is at 76 million shares, I'm looking at around $21 million. I mean, am I right on that? Maybe I'm crazy. $21 million. What do you think people are short? Who's lying to you guys? Like, these are pumps. These are like liquidity pumps to pump it out of you. No one's short on this stock. How? The float's $200 million. What are we short? $10 million bucks? Oh my God, it went the other way. What I owe you? Hold on, let me pull it out of my pocket real quick. Let me open up my billfold. This is not GameStop. The apples and oranges, kids. It's complete lies. I mean, you guys just don't know how to really give value to a story or to any push. Like, this is not it. This is a mistake waiting to happen, and it just did. I mean, people are down 12% in the overnight, 11% in the after hour. Like, you weren't going to win this. There's nothing to win. There's no prize at the end. It's a pump and dump. It's a P&D. But we've done this before. I can't even tell you how many times people put stocks in front of me, and I'm supposed to pay attention to them, and I don't. I don't even care. They'll be like, look at this thing going up. And I'm like, so? On a day when you could have made how much money, right? Is that what you said to me? If you would have bought in 30 cents, you would have made so much. Really? What's the risk versus the downside? I'm going to tell you where there's no risk aversion, right? Let's go do it. Let's go look at a position. How about this position right here? A position of $44,653. How about that position? How about one that shows you that on a day when every other stock is doing nonsense and you want to push down GameStop, how about we look to see how much we actually bought? I mean, these are crazy totals, right? I mean, this is just crazy, right? Like, that's not normal for a given day out of a guy who only buys a stock a day. I mean, where do you want to start? We could start somewhere way back here. But I mean, how much have you bought? I mean, how much do you buy? I'm just 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. I mean, what do you want to do? Number keeps going up. It's kind of fun. It's pretty fun. Yeah. Right here. Another 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. I don't even know, man. 1,550, another 1,000, another 1,000, man. What is that? October. October's a good month, man. October's been a good month. Holy shit, what happened? Let me see. 100, 360, 370, 600, 700, 4,000. That's 4,000, yeah. Okay, 4,400, okay. 5,400, 6,400. 6,400, 7,000, 7,1, 7,2, 7,250, 7,650, 7,850, 8,000, 9,1, 10, 10,5, 10,5, yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good month. Pretty good month, buy the dip. Pretty good month. Oh, you go in there. Go in there and you go right here. And you see this? Isn't this amazing? Isn't this amazing that you can buy the bottom and draw the lines? Okay, and we'll even go to the 4 hour real quick. Here's the 4 hour. And do you see how we ride it right there? Like, what do you think happened there? What do you think? You think we held the line? How do you think we're doing? I think we're doing all right, holding that value. So anytime it comes below this line, a la Tony De Niro, this is the demand zone. This is where you want it. It's where you got to buy it. I'm pretty sure. You're looking at the line and you go, all right, let's see. We're here, way down over here. We've touched these lines. We found that down there? Nah, we'll keep it right there. Don't care one bit where we've touched, kept walking, almost touched. Sorry. Now we fell below. You think we finished below? I don't know. I got to go to the 4 hour. Go to the 4 hour. Oh, we're above it. We're above it. We're above it right there. We're above it. Just enough. Just a little bit. And I know that the after hour really gives you that lift right there to 2340. Hey, Robinhood, can we stop the bullshit? I mean, it opens up and boom, to the moon, to a rocket. But I'm excited. You should be excited too. Buying the bottom of something and doing the best you can do. But you guys want me to buy a company that they're supposedly short, man. Beyond Meat is pure garbage. Don't we know that? I'd buy Beyond Meat the same way I'd eat it. I don't know what that means. I'm looking forward to earnings revenue increase that will shock the world. We already shocked the world. We already beat the world. We already shocked them. Jordan, what's going on, Jordan? It's going back to $5 and $6. Oh man, what did I miss? Hey, anybody know something? No, not GME, not ever. Ah man, isn't that awesome, Jordan? That like my only debate with you is on the 112B price point. They only spent $500 million, and Ryan Cohen is smart. It's possible that they bought more. The recent pullback to 104. How's that a debate? Okay. Doesn't change anything. Nothing. So they'll have some profit on the new ones they bought versus the old ones that'll offset it, and they'll be delta neutral. I'm going to say no. And what would it matter? What would it matter if they bought more on a dip? What would that matter? If they didn't do it, great. If they did do it, whatever. What does that have to do with the business? What do you mean you have a beef with me or a debate with me? What's the debate, son of Harold? I don't understand. I'm not fighting you on it. That's like for people who sit here and say, free Palestine, go, praise Israel. I'm like, what? I don't have a dog. Like, whatever you want to say, man, I'm going to support you right now. All right, I'm going to give you a pat on the back. Kamala, Trump, Cowboys, Redskins, Commanders. I don't care. My BTC suppression comment earlier, sure. Is there proof somewhere? Did they file a filing? Did they tell anybody, hey, we're buying Bitcoin? Did they do any of that? No? Oh, okay. I did see that because that PrimaLend went bankrupt for fraudulent loaning practices. These auditors had all of a sudden finding all these companies that are subprime lending and or doing gymnastics, financial gymnastics, and they get caught with their hand in the cookie jar. It happens, I told you guys what was going to happen. It's greed. You can't necessarily blame the lenders. You can't blame the banks. The banks will be the ones that have to pay up, and they're going to go belly up, whatever it may be. But somebody lied to them. They might have, all these balance, the system of checks and balances in place. You don't know. They might have controls put in place, but you don't know if somebody lied to them and gave them doctored, information. We just don't know. What we do know is that this market is inflated with collateral, and that collateral is threatened. And it's threatened by having GameStop at an elevated price. It's threatened by keeping the market above a certain level, and it's threatened by the fact that you will not sell your stock. Guys, GameStop would be $19 right now. GameStop would be, I don't even know, $14. People in the Discord, I wanted to slap, say, Marantz, I'm going to buy GameStop when it hits $14. I was like, what are you talking about, man? Like, did you miss the last, year and a half where they did offering after offering after offering, diluted at these levels, 24, 25, insulated the stock at 28 and 29? Like, there's a lot going on here. And for good reason. It's a defense mechanism. So, I'm all for it. All right, time for the video. This is coming from Anthony. Anthony posted a video in the Discord. I did not have a chance to watch it yet. I want to watch it. I'm going to watch it with you guys. We'll see how accurate we've been over the last couple of days.
Joining us now is David Dayen. He is the executive editor of the American Prospect and a great friend of the show. It's good to see you, David. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me on.
So, David, I have been fascinated by this term of vendor finance. I didn't realize, I'm too young to actually remember .com. But luckily, we have experts like you who can go through and can write all about how we're just living through the exact same crazy scenario. But before we actually even get to that, we wanted to get your reaction to the Amazon Web Service crash that just happened, which highlights this architecture which runs our entire economy, our entire digital life, and a single point of failure, literally a prospect of what it's like to live under monopoly. Let's put this up here on the screen. You know, everybody, especially here on the East Coast, woke up immediately. Multiple apps are not working. Huge outage. You had banks, you had music services, so many different things where you had the single point of failure from a single server here in Northern Virginia in our area. And I mean, just from a monopoly point of view, David, and especially the fact that their stock went up even after the crash, what does that tell you about this world that we live in?
Well, I'm painfully aware of it because we couldn't get our newsletters out yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
They've run on with a company that was involved in the mess. Yeah, I mean, I'd go back to a different recession, which is the Great Recession of 2008.
In the dictionary for the word nerd, it's this guy right here, from what I can see so far. The shirt gave it away.
Which was characterized by what is known as tight coupling. In other words, the banks were all tied in with one another, and so when there was a failure in the mortgage-backed securities market, that cascaded throughout the rest of the economy. And you see similar couplings here with respect to the cloud service and the internet, and it's a really dangerous situation. Obviously, because it's not just my newsletter and Netflix and things like that are on there, but actually really important things on the cloud that people need to have every day.
Like healthcare technology would be the first that I would think of, like, is the kind of thing you don't want to go down. Transportation as well. And then we'll get into this other reporting because it very much is related. How do you think AI and crypto and blockchain played into this crash? And it was concentrated in Virginia. Apparently the DSN finishes right in here in Virginia, which also happens, I don't know if it's coincidence, also happens to be where the CIA and a lot of the other infrastructure around surveillance and backdoors is as well. So you've got the surveillance, AI, blockchain, and then monopoly. Like, what do you think is the driving factor here? That
this guy's trying to say that the CIA and the NSA and Pentagon, you think they're on AWS? I'm so sorry. Hold on. You think that when the servers go down, oh man, that's funny. Hold on.
Produce this cascading collapse.
Well, Virginia is maybe the data center, head of the entire country. There is a tremendous amount of data centers there, and it stands to reason because there's so much compute needs. I just think that when you layer on onto these systems, and AWS is the biggest cloud infrastructure that we have in the world. And when you just keep adding and adding and adding to it, you do create these single points of failure. You do create the ability for things to break down, and they have bigger consequences when that happens. You see this in airlines that where one glitch creates thousands of delays on flights. It's the same kind of dynamic.
Yeah, and this really gets to the heart of what I wanted to talk to you about. Can we go ahead and put G3 up on the screen? And you write about these circular finance deals that continue to see in the economy this prospect of vendor finance, where basically what happens is you sign a deal with a company, they give you a part of that company, the stock goes up, which effectively erases the so-called price that you paid. Billions of dollars in so-called value have been created, but nothing has actually happened, been produced, and or been paid. It doesn't seem to make any sense, but it's fueling the rise of all of these different companies. And it's even more importantly, we talk about single point of failure. It's the only reason our stock market is up at all. Without it, we would be in a recession.
Yeah, something like 80% of the stock gains this year are related to AI-linked companies. Something I've heard another stat that data center infrastructure build out is responsible for maybe 50% of the gains in GDP. So obviously, we've put a big bet on AI, and companies like NVIDIA in particular, but there are others. These big companies that sell things. They sell, in the case of NVIDIA, GPUs, which are the high-end chips that run these AI data centers. They need customers. So what they're doing is actually creating their own demand. They sell they invest in companies, startup companies, whether they are companies that make data centers like CoreWeave, or even companies that make AI models, because NVIDIA just did a huge deal with OpenAI for $100 billion. So they invest in these companies, and then these companies turn around and use that money to build data centers, which need GPUs, which NVIDIA makes. So it's really circular. I've heard it called round tripping as well. And our contributor at the Prospect, Brian McMahon, referred to it as the Ouroboros, the snake eating its own tail.
So help me understand how this keeps going, because I want to try to. It's very hard for me to get my head around this. So, like, let's say I run an apple orchard, right? And I make a ton of apples. But nobody wants to buy my apples. So I take money that I have and I give it to my neighbor, and my neighbor uses the money to buy my apples. So now I have the same amount of money that I started with, but I don't have my apples anymore.
Right.
Explain to me how this doesn't just all end in tears.
There are all these people on the sidelines that say, "Oh, you created another demand for your apples, and so we're going to give you more money because you're obviously running a very good business where you have a lot of demand."
So I've doubled my money. More money's coming in.
That's the stock market, right? That's investors on the sidelines saying, "This sounds good, NVIDIA. You're creating your own demand," and so. It doesn't stop until the music stops, and we've seen this before, as Sagar alluded to. In the 1990s, there was an infrastructure build out of fiber infrastructure that was needed for the web, and Cisco was really the company at the center of it, and they were engaging in this vendor financing for these startups that were creating fiber optic layout. And it was all great until it turned out that nobody really needed pets.com anymore. And at that point, Cisco lost 80% of its value. So we have been here before. It sounds great and it works great until it doesn't. We don't know when that time's going to be. If I knew that, I would be a very rich man. But what we know is that it doesn't feel like it can last forever.
So that's my last question, David. One way I've been kind of coping on why it won't is the economy, in my opinion, was a lot more real in 1999. In 2000, we actually did build stuff. It wasn't great. It was still financialized, but it was still, there was something actually happening in the U.S. economy. Now, this is it. Like if 80% of stock gains and 50% of data center is GDP, the system cannot afford a crash. Now that hasn't necessarily stopped it before, but why wouldn't they just pull out all the stops to say, actually, no, the crash is not happening because our entire economic livelihood depends on it?
It's certainly possible that that's only operative if you believe in a they. Yeah. If you believe that there's no other force that can thrust reality into being. I mean, the similarities. People are making a lot of connections to 1990, the 1990s, and the .com build out. And by the way, you can have a build out of a physical good, but still have it end with a financial crash. I mean, railroads had bubbles when they were being built out. The Transcontinental Railroad led to the Panic of 1873 and things like this that were really terrible depressions. So technologies can be useful, but the financing behind them can still be really, really bad. And so I relate this as much to the financial crisis as I do to the .com build out. And there are even some of the same players. Ryan might remember the name Magnetar. They were a hedge fund that they would basically build these mortgage-backed securities and then bet against them. Mm-hmm. This is like right at the end of the bubble. Magnetar is the leading institutional investor in CoreWeave, one of these companies that builds data centers.
Magnetar still around?
Yes, they never went away. And so here we are 20 years later, close to 20 years later. And CoreWeave is at the heart. This is one of these companies that they've never made any money, but they have a lot of investment. And it's kind of Wile E. Coyote not looking down at the ground and seeing nothing situation. And so when I heard Magnetar was involved, I got heart palpitations a little bit.
And Zuckerberg actually, I'm sure you noticed this, he brought up the railroad example himself. He said, just like in the railroad example, this was infrastructure that was needed, and there was a huge bubble, and a lot of rail lines got built that went to nowhere because the companies went bankrupt, and there was just money to be made in saying that you were going to build a railroad, and then money would come in, you'd pay off the politicians who would then give you the easements, and you pay the politicians off in stock in the railroad. That was some of those big scandals at the time. And then the bubble popped, and as Zuckerberg said, and a lot of companies got wiped out, but we had some rail lines laid down. And then the oligarchs could come in and buy up cheap assets, which also Zuckerberg said. So what's going to happen? From Zuckerberg's perspective, there will be a bust. I don't know if it'll be as bad as like the 1873 or the 1890s, but then the oligarchs that survive come in and buy up everything for very cheap, and then kind of do it all again. And it took us until the Progressive Era and then the New Deal to sort that out. I don't know if we're on a shortened time frame or what this time around.
Well, I mean, certainly if you think about what would happen in the aftermath of something like this popping, and the pop can come from any way, whether it's China coming up with models that turns out they don't need a ton of infrastructure to be built to do, or we find out that AI has a plateau and it's cat videos aren't God in the machine. Whatever it is, what do we think if it happens under this administration? We're pretty sure that there's probably going to be a bailout of some sort because we're seeing it right now in farming. I mean, if you have a connection or a closeness to this administration, they're going to take care of you. And so that scenario that you just put out there, where the oligarchs, the tech lords come in and they're kind of, it's almost that they're incubating themselves or isolating themselves from the pain by engaging in these financial games, because ultimately it's going to be retail investors and these small companies like CoreWeave that can be sort of jettisoned off, and then the oligarchs that are throwing off their own cash flow can come in and take over.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your insight, David. Really rely on the work that you guys do. And I think that this is genuinely one of the most important issues in the U.S. economy. So thank you for breaking it down. We'll see you later, man. Hey, if you like that video, hit the like button or...
I like that video. Thank you to Anthony. And he was right. Anthony said, hey, when they give you the example of the oranges and the apples, or the apple trees, you're going to understand. And it's pretty cool. It's because for those of you that live under rocks, that don't know what's happening to the market, companies that normally don't have identities, somebody like CoreWeave, where they were a different type of company. Numerous companies like this have come out where they were previously something else and now they're this, and people think, well, it's the transformation, it's it's the NVIDIA effect, or even there was another company I couldn't think of that used to be like some random.com, and then it became like a very essential company out of nowhere. But it doesn't matter. What happens is these guys get their value. They get their value from private equity. Nobody really wants to admit this part, but private equity has been pumping these small companies, these startups, and then private equity launches them, right? They launch them, startup, boom, and they come out and they say, this is what it's worth, this is what it is, and they get value. Open door technology is a really good example, but it's not going to go well. It's not going to go well for the economy. And they want to talk about oligarchs and buying the bottom. Well, let's just talk about it right now. Ryan Cohen has the second most cash pile of anyone. And I say the second biggest cash pile because those companies that have big cash piles don't have the authority to spend it. They're not Berkshire Hathaway. They're not GameStop. GameStop and Berkshire Hathaway are extremely similar. Not just a website, but what you're allowed to do. If you guys read the way GameStop's allowing themselves to invest into the markets and do what they want with the cash, they don't have a loan facility. They don't have lien holders. Okay, there's no senior lien holders that could stop them with prerequisites of covenants. Right, 0 covenants on GameStop. So when people have this crash or whatever's coming our way, you're wondering how you're going to use the cash, they're not going to be able to. And we are. And by us being able to, we don't have to seek approval. Everything's internal. We're going to be able to make decisions that they can't make. The flexibility of GameStop's money is paramount. And if you're an investor, you understand that this market is built up off of valuation from cap expenditures, which when you think about that, just remember it's business to business. That's why I've always frowned upon it. I've always frowned upon Microsoft and CoreWeave and Supermicro computers being the bulk of the orders for NVIDIA. It's not people. There is no consumer product there. Because if it was a consumer product like a PlayStation or a vehicle that needed these chips, well, then you'd have a distributing company to do it. You don't have one for AI. There's no such thing. We can buy so many Teslas, we can buy so many PlayStation 5s, but nope. That was NVIDIA's old business model, which was successful. And they would deem their company successful today because they've all cashed out on the shares and they've made billions and billions of dollars. Well, I'm telling you, those billions of dollars are fictitious. They're stacking up cash to buy lawyers because they're getting sued. Everything's going to happen in time. You're going to see a mountain come down off of this market, and it's a real crash. But when you saw the movie The Big Short, and you saw Dr. Michael Burry losing all this money, and he comes out and at the end he says, his fund returned back 439%, and it was like a really big number to him, and he finally was correct, and he was able to write checks to people for the biggest amounts possible of all the money they put in that they were scared that they were losing. But there's some real winners out there, bigger than that total, bigger than those numbers. There's some really big winners in this world. And people win off of shorting things, but could you imagine if you can win off of betting on something? For the win, for the plus, it's so American, right? The most American thing, I want my business to succeed, not fail, go bankrupt, and ship it out and carve it out. Warner Brothers comes out and offers and says, hey, we want to sell off some of our company, but they don't want to do it as a whole thing. They want to carve out assets because they'll get more money for them. And I'm like, more money? I mean, you're saying you're going bankrupt and you say you want to sell the company. What do you need more money for? Who's getting the payout here? Is it the current shareholders? Like, I ask all these questions because when I look at GameStop's going to buy some stuff when the crash comes, but they're going to buy because of value. They're not going to buy because of necessity. Everyone's out here trying to do that mental math and the tinfoil. GameStop's buying the NOLs from such and such company because they would get so much of a kickback off of taxes. GameStop's going to buy this company because they're going to start selling this. No. Put your blinders on, guys. GameStop's going to buy companies, plural, companies that have value for them to make profit. That's what I think is happening. So hold on one second, guys. No, did you need me, honey? Oh, I'll shut the door. You want me to shut the door? Can you shut this one then? Because I'm live. It's fine. Thank you, honey. My wife, she got home. She got home 9:30, 10 o'clock, bro. You know what she's doing? Saving the world. She's saving the world. 10 o'clock at night. I love her. So you put a cape on that woman, okay? My son, the procrastinator that he is, Mom, I gotta ask my girlfriend to homecoming. What? Do you guys know homecoming's like in 3 days? It's Wednesday, homecoming's Saturday. I already bought the tickets. She better say yes. What in the hell? Ask somebody else. Let me see what it says. What does your wife think of Open Door? Like, legitimately? She doesn't. She doesn't care about any of that. Forrest and Bubba's boat survived the real hurricane. GameStop survived the financial one. And when the water's calm, there's a lot less competition and a much bigger catch waiting. Ricky B. Loco, you are reading people's minds, bro. My job insisted of layoffs is cutting our hours to 7 instead of layoffs. I'm so sorry. Instead of layoffs, it's cutting our hours from 7.5 to 7.5 next 4 weeks so far. So, Gary? Okay. Is that going to put strain on you? Is it going to put fear in your heart? Stop worrying about it. I'm serious. Blow your mind once you stop worrying about shit, bro. And whatever you guys want to do over there, I'll figure it out over here. Whether bills don't get paid or something doesn't happen, you'll find a way. God will provide. Listen, I'm not being an ass. I'm not being arrogant. I'm telling you, I have faith. I have a belief. I used to let a company run my life, all because of what they paid me. Never again. Never again. I do things on my terms. I do things where I feel confident, where I want to have a good time. And you guys would be so happy for me. Like, this chat would be so happy for me if I could tell you the things that I will not tell you. That's how great it is for me right now. I know it's a late night stream. I know I'm not around. I get it. But I'm telling you guys, God put me right where I'm supposed to be. And I'm a believer in that. I'm going to tell you, I prayed with someone today at work. Is that allowed? Yeah, it's allowed. It's allowed if you believe in it. That's how I knew I was in the right spot. I needed that. I needed that. We all do. I will be watching The Deadliest Catch. Yeah, I'm good. Just telling big corps are scared. Yeah, big corporations are scared. They are scared. And I can give you proof real quick. All right, check this out. Here's a proof. Oh, hey, I don't know what this is. I don't know what you guys are passing out. These look cool. These are stickers. These are cool. This is from the show. Somebody had got these. That's so cool. I have a whole team of guys who send stuff out, so I'm happy about that. Right here, it says Donald Trump casually admitted that the ballroom will now cost $300 million. That's $50 million more than he claimed before, and he said it was like nothing. Meanwhile, they can't afford to save healthcare. Republicans have zero shame. Oh my God! Thanks, bro. Anybody want to tell him? Anybody want to tell him? The ballroom is paid by private investors, not by taxpayer money. So please, you guys got to stop this bullshit. Okay. Oh my God. Whatever. Okay. This is what I want to talk about. If you remember, I was on this show and I had told you guys we have a problem in the meat department. I said this 6 months ago. Quote me, go find it. I said it. I said, if you're looking at meat, you're selling poundage and you're selling more chicken than you would beef, because beef, our margins are elevated. You are now seeing it at $21 a pound for prime. $21. I can remember when that was 10. I can remember when it was on sale for $7.99. If you guys do not believe me that I was here telling you this, go find the tape. Somebody, you don't have to. I know what I said. I explained how to run a meat department because I used to run the meat department. I used to run every department. So to the point where I oversee them, I don't have to be the butcher. I know what I'm talking about. This whole deal here is the company trying to hold a margin. When companies can admit defeat, they put the price on you, no matter, because they feel there's a need, and that need's gonna be more important. You know, there's a supply and demand issue. Haven't had it taken forever unless it's hunted. I won't do it at all, Gary. I won't do it at all. Well, certainly I won't shop there, but I won't do it at all. All right, guys, just to run it back, currently sitting on 44,000 and some change, 44,653. I'm gonna slow it down. I always say I'm gonna slow it down. I've been saying that all week. I'm gonna slow it down. I have to at some point. I don't know when, but I got Christmas coming up. I've got my birthday coming up. Man, birthday's next month. That's gonna be fun. It's a Friday. I'll be live Friday night before we go out or something. Oh, November the 14th. I am turning 43. Damn. Where has the time gone? I still feel young. I still feel good. But I'm giving myself to about 50. 50 years old. At 50 years old, I want to have $100,000 into this stock over the next 7 years. So, or get to that level, because once it's 100,000, then we can just go 20x from there, and I'll be sitting on 2 million. I'll feel good about it. But this is my plan. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna make the plan. Make the plan, work the plan. Shout out to Dope Cho. I believe that's another guy. Dope Cho was high ranking on the list for being active with the show and messages on videos and everything. So Derek, Dope Cho, and Endgame, those guys were killing it. I have the list. They sent it to me and it's always a week behind or whatever. Let's see what it says here. GameStop gift cards for E for Christmas. Yeah, we can do that. Barack Obama put in a basketball court at the White House, and it wasn't just an update, it was complete from scratch, and that was during the economic collapse from 08 to 10. Yeah, and he sucks, by the way. You have the same birthday as my daughter, Morantz. We're going to say, I knew we were connected, bro. I'll take it. Toy prices are insane right now. I just set them up. Wow. Toy prices are insane. Okay, well, they're really not. I have a lot of Pokemon cards I got to give away. Hey, guys, we got to do a video. We got to do a giveaway. We got to do something. We got to do something. So, I got to figure it out. I will figure it out. I just go in here and I know the card's worth a lot. I know that. It's got to still be worth a lot, right? Like, what's it worth right now? It was going up for like weeks. I got to go check it out. Let me type it in really quick. It says if I type in EV, what number is it? Oh yeah, it's that one right there. Look at that. So that's the number. Is it still going up? Shit, bro. It's 283. Sold for 295 3 days ago. Sold for 300. 310. It just keeps going. If you guys ever want to know. I mean, man, that's phenomenal. The ungraded version went from 41 to 64, $20. I remember when I got it out of a pack. I bought this, man. I bought this out of a pack. So cool. So cool. $300 myself. I was happy about that. I'm gonna check some other. You guys, don't worry. You guys can't see the screen. You don't need to. I'm checking it myself. I gotta check out this Zapdos. Is it Zapdos? Zapdos 070 out of 182. Man, everybody wants this one, huh? So on this one, they give it a price of 118, but it's not the GameStop one. So it's Destined Rivals. I've got the GameStop. The GameStop one is going for 140. Oh man, won't be getting rid of that. That's for sure. Ever. Well, those are. I'll never get rid of it ever, because it was a gift from my boy Tool. Tool gave me a gift, and then we got this one up here. This is my baby right here. I'm still collecting cards, guys. But every now and then I just go back and check them just to see, if I was ever broke, got to go in there and say, hey, man, I need to get rid of this card here. Let's see what we got. Gold Star, 17 celebrations. Bam. 405. Shit. Sold for 450 yesterday. Oh, when? Today. Today they sold for 450. Holy shit. Somebody sold for 550? Damn. Okay. Yeah, but 450 is not bad. Oh, man. Yeah, I ain't selling it. Nah. I'll see you guys in a couple of years on this one. Maybe 10 years from now, this might just buy me, maybe might pay the mortgage, bro. Might pay the mortgage. Look at oh, man. PSA 10 Classic Pop Series. Umbreon. I'll never sell it, guys. I'm just being real with you. This is Binks. This is in loving memory of Binks, my baby. My baby. Another thing. Bobblehead Marantz Rants right there. It's valuable. I promise you. The original logo. Sharon. You guys can't compete. Sharon beat everybody to that. Anyway, guys, Bitcoin needs to come on up. Just remember that. Bitcoin needs to come up. GameStop, I think it bounces off the floor here. I think we bought the bottom. Looks like we're doing well. It says that percentage of my account that holds GameStop is 102%, which is a crazy number. I've got to buy $347 more to have 45,000 in the stock. Wow, $300 more. Well, if the stock is at this price when I wake up, that might just happen. What's going on with Beyond Meat? Zane, good question. You should watch the show. Watch what I said earlier. I tore it up for you. I nodded a Dreamcast. Did you nab it? You got one? With every SEN game for my 5-year-old, trying to get an easy bake oven for my 7-year-old. Not bad. Not bad. Thanks again, guys, for all the support the channel. Thank you for watching every video. Thank you guys for watching the live streams. I always appreciate the support. We're going to make money. We're going to do it real. We're going to keep buying the dip, keep buying GameStop. At least that's what I'm doing. And if you don't believe me, go check my track record. GameStop. Can't stop, won't stop, GameStop. I started, just so that we're clear, and my oldest son, his name is Troy. Troy would tell you guys, I started buying GameStop with $10. That was what I did the first day. I said, son, I'm buying $10. I've never had $44,000 into something that I cared about, into something I loved, or I currently love. And I'm going to keep going. $20 at a time, $30 at a time. You guys were there when I could only buy $10 a day. But when I told you I was selling Costco stock to buy GameStop, people thought I was a liar. People called me out, said I'm not doing it right. People tried to tell me I'm wrong. They tried to tell me, well, why didn't you buy it at 30? Why didn't you buy it at 45? Oh, Marantz, look at you doubling down, buying it at 22. Maybe God has great, impeccable timing. That's what I'm going to go with. Eat it up, Meltdown. You never stopped me. You tried. But I believe. GameStop. Can't stop, won't stop, GameStop. I'm going to see you around, millionaires. Keep getting it. Peace.